You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I told you it was kind of nice out.
Yeah, it's nice and breezy.
Nice and breezy, yeah.
Yeah, nice and
The
breezy.
sun, the sun is shining.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is shining bright. I let a couple of folk come on. I'm on all of my platforms. YouTube, Facebook, as well as I'm not on TikTok. I didn't do TikTok today. I'm always on my YouTube channel, so you can always watch the full replays on my YouTube channel. You know, these last 2 weeks have really been, hey Chloe, I am not in Chicago. I am in Dallas, Texas. It's a beautiful day here in Dallas, Texas. Yes, it is. I'm not in Chicago right now. I'll be back there tomorrow. Glow, I'll be ready for my sea moss drink since I'm coming back home in the morning. My mom already said it. Get them sea moss drinks prepared, Glow. Um, since I'm sitting here waiting, we got time right now. We outside. Um, I just was sitting here reflecting and thinking about the last 2 weeks on this internet. And it's really shown me and opened my eyes up to a lot of the mindset of our people. I'm gonna say people in general, right? But for foundational Black Americans, as y'all like to say, FBA, Aboriginals, right? The original people of this land, because they always want to tell you all of y'all you came from Africa, and we know that a lot of us was already here. Okay. But one thing that I will say, the mindset in 2025, we are in 2025. We talking about AI, we talking about crypto, we talking about all type of advanced technology. And we still have a group of people that are on here yelling the lack of, the man holding you back, and this and that. That is a really sad mindset. That's a really sad mindset to have in 2025, to think that you are not making it in this world and country right now because somebody else is holding you back. Actually, it's you. It's you. It's your mind. If you have a limited mind to believe that in 2025, I'm sorry for you. I really feel sorry for a lot of people who I have literally seen give that excuse. It's an excuse. And I really hope that you get out of that indoctrination to think that somebody is holding you back. Yes, if you focused on politicians, oh yeah, you definitely held back. If you depending on any politician to do something for you, Chicago, I'm talking speak specifically to my community. Because the fact that we have so many people on here that are oblivious to what's going on and what's happening within their own city. And a lot of y'all are oblivious because half of you that are talking, you don't live in South Shore. You don't live in these communities. Half of y'all are suburb people. Y'all live in the suburbs. Y'all, y'all don't even live in South Shore to know what's happening and going on. And the fact that someone like me who has been born and raised in South Shore, I moved away from South Shore for 10 years. I got property. I own 2 properties in South Shore. Half my family still live in South Shore. I'm always in South Shore. And the fact that you have people on this internet trying to argue, because there's no argument. You can't argue with somebody who sees it every single day. Like, it just shows like the lack mindset, and y'all are just so brainwashed by this political agenda of keeping you down and keeping you broke in a broke down mindset. And if you're not broke and you live in the suburbs, you only feel the way that you feel because of whatever you feel, because you mad that Kamala didn't get voted in. Like, but for some reason, our people have a real hard swallowing pill to hold people in office that look like you accountable. Just because somebody look like you does not mean that you cannot not hold them accountable. That's what I don't understand. Holding people in office who look like me accountable. That's it. This is not about Trump. And that's what shows me the lack of comprehension for so many of you all, that holding somebody accountable and your first reaction is to say, well, you were this and you were this, you were this supporter and you were that supporter. It shows how brainwashed you are. It shows it. It shows it. If we cannot hold the people in office who look like us accountable, then what are we doing? What are we doing? You just gonna keep on voting the same way? Chicago has been a Democratic ran city for 60 years. That has nothing to do with Trump. Nothing. And when I say that, you are Trump supporters. Y'all can't even comprehend because you just so mad. Because you so emotionally charged, you can't even look at the facts in front of you. You can't even look at the facts when I post numbers, how much the mayor has spent. When I post numbers, how much money they have passed at City Hall. When I post the facts and information, you still cannot see that. You are so blinded by the hateful thinking and thinking somebody holding you back and somebody racist and all this and that. Man, that's a real limited mindset to have in 2025. Whole systems are shut down right now. I'm surprised I'm even able to get on YouTube right now, because you couldn't even get on YouTube earlier. It's a whole blackout. Whole systems are shut down right now. Baby, that's why I said for my grandmother to be talking and fighting in 1944, and it's 2025, and to see how y'all are on here 80 some years and we still talking about the same thing. What did Martin Luther King and what did Malcolm X die for? Because y'all have not figured it out. Y'all are still over here talking about we shall overcome. The man is holding us back. No, baby. No, baby. You're limited and you don't want to change. You don't want to do nothing different besides complain. And that's the majority. That's why it was only less than 20 people down at City Hall when we got 2.5 million people in the city of Chicago. And it was only less than 20 of us down there on the regular speaking up for citizens of Chicago. Because y'all have figured out and thinking that social media is where it matters. Y'all really think social media is a real place. Y'all really think social media is a real place. You really think these paragraphs that you writing on my post mean something. You really think that these paragraphs, the think pieces that you are writing on my post mean something. Meanwhile, go back and look at history. That all of your real civil rights leaders have been saying the same thing for the last 82 years. I'm going to start with my grandmother, whatever 1944 was up until now in 2025. We almost going on 100 years. And y'all still on here talking about the same thing. I'm free. I'm free from any system. No one controls me. That's what people don't like. My voice, that is uncontrollable, that I could say what I want to say on this internet because I am self-employed. I have my own company. Y'all can't go find no corporate job and call them and tell on me. I'm the corporation. I'm the CEO. I'm not on any type of assistance depending on the government. When you when you are in a system, which is the matrix, I love to call it y'all being stuck in the matrix. When y'all are in this system, whether it's corporate America with the 9 to 5 slave trade, whether it's being stuck on government assistance, whether you on Lincoln Section 8, and a lot of y'all want to be limited because I had to let a lot of you go over the last 10 years in my tax business with that mindset. You want to keep your Lincoln Section 8 because you don't want to make more hours on your job. Oh, they're gonna cut my assistance off if I start working more hours. That's limited. That's limited. I had to cut a bunch of women. We're gonna say women because I ain't had no men on Lincoln Section 8 in my office. All right. But I had to cut a bunch of women off as being tax clients because that's a limited mindset. Me and my clients growing. I have grown and elevated over these last 16 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 16 years. 12 completely self-employed since I got let go from the bank in March of 2013. So the last 12 and a half years, I have been out here making my own way and living. You free. You get free when you get to see things clearly. You get free when you get to not be in that corporate world and environment. I'm free because a lot of y'all on here talking about my English and all that stuff. I don't have to sit at a corporate job and a phone and not be Patrice anymore. When I worked at the bank, that's how I had to answer the phone. They wanted me to change my voice. They actually said that. Can you lighten your tone? So this is how I talk. I'm voiceful, I'm strong. It comes out long, it may come out loud. It may come out confident. Some of y'all like to say cocky. I'm never cocky. I'm confident. It's the difference. But see, when you've been in corporate America, especially as I don't like to keep saying black people, but that's the term that y'all know and understand. As black people, you have to put on a face. You have to put on a facade. You can't be your natural self. You can't wear your natural. Well, now you can wear your natural hair, but so many of your women wear wigs and weaves and all that stuff because corporate America didn't like that at first. Code switching. There we go. See, I no longer have to do that. So some of y'all hate the fact that I'm able to be on here and tell the truth. I don't have to code switch. I didn't like having to say, "Oh, hello, thank you for calling such and such. Patrice speaking. How may I help you?" That's not my voice. That's not my voice. This is my voice. This is my complete tone and voice, how I'm talking. But see, some of you don't know and understand that level of freedom. You don't know that. So you wouldn't understand where I'm coming from when I say certain things because you still caught up in that matrix. You still caught up in having to live the life of being somebody else and not being who you truly are. And see, that's what bothers a lot of you. Because you've even asked me to my face, some of you, how do you just get on the internet and be yourself? How do you not? Y'all so used to seeing people on here with the fake lives and fake facade and Maybelline caked up on their face and the cars and the rims and the clothes. I don't got to do all that. I don't got to do all that. That's why I trademark the realist tax and business strategist, because what you see is what you get. I know how to handle business. I know how to go into a boardroom. I know how to have a real conversation. But I'm also from the hood. I'm also raised in Terrytown, Southeast Side, and I'm proud of that. And that does not make me less than because I may talk a little ebonics from time to time. But the fact that some of y'all get on here and talk like that just lets me know you give so much grace to people who destroyed your ancestors. I don't care what a white man, green man, orange man, Indian, Asian man think of me when I know what was done to my ancestors. We used to be eaten. We were slaughtered. My ancestors were slaughtered. And you got the nerve to be sitting here talking about black fatigue in this day and age. And some of y'all even repeat it. It just lets me know once again how brainwashed you are. The fact that you even care so much about what somebody else thinks of you. Y'all have gotten so comfortable. You let these people get on here and say what they want to say to you. Now, see, that's the difference. Because even on YouTube, I had to tell a couple of y'all last night, I don't allow them to get on here and talk all that crazy stuff on my page. That's the difference between me and you is I'm going to check it. I'm not going to just ignore it. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. That's why we're in the state that we're in right now. Because y'all just want to ignore everything instead of checking people. Instead of letting people know not to play with you and talk to you and disrespect you any type of way. But see, when you got to go back to them little corporate jobs and things like that, you silent. You don't know how to check people. You okay with letting stuff slide. You okay with just ignoring it. And I wasn't. That's why I got let go. I was very vocal in them bank meetings. Now, this don't make sense. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? See, and they don't like that. They like y'all to be groupthink. So when you get somebody who know how to stand on their own without a group, y'all don't like that. You don't like that when people be independent thinkers. Because I don't know how many times I got to say on this internet, I am not attached to a political party. Now I'm going to go ahead and address this today. You may see some video, you may see some footage of me with a Chicago Flip Red shirt on. And I'm going to tell you this right now, how we got there. Because I was down at City Hall thinking that Mayor Brandon was going to be a great mayor. You know, oh, we got how a lot of us think, oh, we got a black man in office, you know, da 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 da. And then I started going down to City Hall several days a week and seeing the disrespect, seeing the seats being filled by CTU and Hispanic organizations or Mexican organizations. Seeing how the Hispanic aldermen have basically taken over City Hall. We have 20 black aldermen, a sprinkle of white aldermen, and the rest are Hispanic. Seeing and watching them hold back and go in rooms and tell other aldermen, if you vote this way, we're not going to approve your zoning. If you vote this way, we're not going to approve this. We're not going to approve that. Yeah. Carlos Ramirez held Emma Mitz outside the door from coming in when we was trying to vote on Sanctuary City. We had a vote. We, as the taxpaying citizens of this city of Chicago, we have a right to say that we don't want to be a sanctuary city. Alderman Bill and Alderman Lopez and another alderman was trying to go ahead and get this vote in. They did everything illegal down there, but had the sun. Cut the lights off. He was pulling aldermen left and right, telling them to get out so it won't be enough. It has to be a quorum. It has to be a certain number of aldermen in the room in order for them to hold a vote. This man was grabbing the mic, taking the mic out the room, grabbing the gavel. Baby, where are we? Is this America? Is this America? I got down there because my mother lived in a building on 63rd and Minerva in a senior building, and they opened up the school that was closed down by Rahm Emanuel, because y'all know he closed 50 black schools. And they opened the school up, and my mom was complaining for probably a solid 6 months. Every time I came to her house, she looked unhappy. She couldn't lift up the window in her house because it was so much noise. She couldn't go to sleep at a certain hour because at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, they out there drinking, partying, kicking it. Meanwhile, you call the police and the police couldn't do nothing because there's an ordinance for the city of Chicago Police Department to say that they can't touch them. They can't arrest them. They could stand in the park and be 20, 30 deep. We used to get told that was mob action. We used to get told that was mob action if it was more than five of us standing on the corner. Anybody that grew up in Essex, drop that. You know where it was in Terrytown when we used to stand on the corner. They used to pull up on us, the dicks heavy. What y'all doing? We standing there talking, have a conversation. So I once was someone who was a believer in Brandon Johnson. Yes, I was, until I went down to City Hall to see for myself. Until I went down to City Hall to see for myself. And this is where I get upset with y'all when y'all be on this internet running y'all mouth and y'all don't know nothing. If you've never seen the amount of money being passed down there, but yet they've been telling you black people in this city and in this country for the last 60 years that they got to do studies on your reparations. They just gave all your reparations away. Every single dollar, they just passed it right there in our faces. And the majority of you still on here talking up and speaking for somebody who just gave away all your reparations. But okay, I guess it's cool since it's not Trump. Anything but Trump, anything but red. That man don't got nothing to do with the city of Chicago in these last 60 years. So, did I get upset to the point where I started holding town hall meetings at my office? Yes, I did. Did I meet people down there? And I'm glad Natasha Dunn called me and asked me to come down there and stand with them, because I learned a lot that first day, and I kept going and kept going and kept seeing the different ordinances that were passed, kept seeing the amount of money that was spent and passed. Meanwhile, they've been giving you excuses over excuse over excuse over excuse. Every single black ward in Chicago is not built up except Alderman Anthony Beale, the only alderman that I will always say I'm going to keep speaking on this internet about. Alderman Anthony Beale right now, 111th. Y'all have Culver's, y'all have Chick-fil-A, y'all have Walmart, y'all have a Pullman Center, y'all have an Amazon fulfillment center. What other black neighborhood in Chicago do you have those services? Do you have those type of businesses? I'll wait. I'll wait. So the one black alderman that was standing up against Brandon and the other alderman, he is the only alderman whose ward is built up. Hmm. I wonder about that. I wonder how that occurred. That he is the only alderman's ward who is built up. Meanwhile, your other 19 aldermen were not standing for you while they on here lying on this internet, and they love to get on these news stations and lie. But see, enough of y'all don't do no real research. You just follow whatever the fad is. You just follow whatever these news and the Democratic Party tell you to. I got off that blue train 12 years ago, and I've actually been independent. But did I go down there to make up to make a stance against Brandon. And did I put on a Chicago Flip red shirt that y'all want to post all over the internet? Ain't nobody hiding nothing. I'm a grown ass woman. Y'all act like y'all sitting on here telling something about me that I ain't, like I'm hiding that. I went down there and I put that shirt on with them because I helped them design and develop the shirt. I'm the one who organized Chicago Flip Red. Let's be clear. I'm a tax and business strategist. That's what business owners, business strategists do. We strategize. We were down there with our voices being shut out. We were down there being put out. We were down there being forced out, all because we were speaking up and saying the truth. So, no, I am not a Republican. No, I did not vote. I didn't vote at all. I've told y'all that. I did not vote for Trump or Kamala. Neither one was it for me. But again, when you're not brainwashed and you know and understand what's really going on, I don't have to be attached to a party. So no, I'm not paid for it like y'all love to get on here and say. Can't nobody pay for me because I'm not attached to nobody. Can't nobody control me because I'm independent. What I refuse to do is continue to be down there begging for an alderman and a mayor to help the people in my community or to help my mama. I had the funds to move my mama out. A lot of y'all grandparents still down there today being affected in that building on 63rd and Minerva. They was disrespecting them seniors. A Venezuelan man came and literally pulled his pants down and pooped on the ground in broad daylight in front of the seniors while they were sitting out there minding their business. Another woman was disrespectful to a senior woman, and where the whole block we damn near got into it with them. It damn near was a whole war. But this is stuff that y'all don't know about because your mayor want to hide that. Your alderman, Jeanette, what's Jeanette last name? What's Jeanette, your alderman over there, Jeanette? Whatever Jeanette was. I can't remember her last name. We was down at her office. See, that's the difference. Most of you on this internet talking, and you ain't never ever stood on the front line for nobody. You ain't never stood on the front line. You ain't never went down to a city hall meeting. So I can't be cocky when I'm speaking facts on here, which are my facts, my truths, because you can't unsee what I saw. You can't tell me what I didn't see going down there. So how is that a lie? It can't be a lie when I'm in the room. It's a lie to you because you don't believe it, because you're clueless, because you're brainwashed. I'm not even speaking to Danielle and Zoe. We're not even on speaking terms. And y'all want to keep putting me with Chicago Flip Red. I have not been to a meeting or been their business advisor since October 2024. We separated last year. They have a whole nother other team that has been helping them this last year. I was okay with being the one to shake shit up in Chicago. I knew eventually y'all was gonna get on this internet thinking y'all doing something, posting that old picture from 2023. And who are y'all? Ain't nobody got to lie to kick it to you. Fuck is y'all? Nobody. Yeah, I sure did put on that Chicago Flip Red shirt, and we went down there in unison and stood in front of Brandon to show him, you not about to keep playing with us in our faces. You not about to keep shutting our voices out and bringing in CTU people to fill up the seats, going up on the wrong elevator. Meanwhile, we standing down there from 7 a.m. And by the time we get up to the second floor, y'all want to lie and say, oh, the seats is filled. How the seats feel? Because you was taking people up on the 4th to 7th floor. You was using the 4th to 7th floor elevators. Meanwhile, y'all was letting us go up 5 at a time on the 1 to 3 elevator. All of those videos are on my TikTok page. I didn't put a lot of that on Instagram and Facebook because I knew y'all didn't have the mentality to understand what was going on. I knew that you didn't have the mindset to think on your own what was going on. But it's all over my TikTok page and channel from 2023 through 2024. All of the games and the antics that was played. Because unlike you, I was okay with calling it out. I was okay with speaking up on injustices that was being done to me and the others who were down there asking for help. The difference with me is I can respect everybody for their own opinion. If you want to vote red, vote red. If you want to vote blue, vote blue. If you want to be independent, do that. But a lot of y'all that are brainwashed by the Democratic Party, y'all have been the ones that are disrespectful on here. Yeah, you saw me at the inauguration. Once again, I was their business manager. We were setting up interviews left and right with news stations. So yeah, you saw me at the inauguration. I wanted to go and see what was going on. I wanted to go and be in the room and see. Let me see what these people talking about. Let me see the difference that I could see. And it's the same games that was played. It's the same games that is played on both sides, and that's why y'all will never understand. Red and blue is the same bird. Your government is shut down right now because of both of them. Some of y'all are federal workers and you are not being paid right now because of both parties playing games. And when the American people really understand that, that's the day that they don't want y'all to understand. That's the day that they don't want y'all to really comprehend. This whole political system is what has ruined everything. The day that y'all put the red and the blue pill down, go back and watch The Matrix. The day that y'all put the red and the blue pill down, maybe you'll come to some common sense. Because right now I see it on both sides. The lack of common sense is on both sides. But I'm going to be real honest, Chicago. The lack of common sense is really on you right now. Really on you. Because the fact that you have a mayor and a governor who has been loudly about who they care for and who they are speaking up for. I have never seen a pastor in my day in life. I have never seen a mayor and a governor in my day in life. I'm 44 years old. I've never, ever seen one. Y'all have kids. I don't. How many black moms are burying their children, though? I've never seen your alderman and your mayor and your governor get on, and your pastors that you love so preciously. I've never seen them get on and speak up for you. Never. I've never seen them hold the type of rallies that they have. Meanwhile, y'all are burying your children left and right. Oh, because you're paying the pastors to do the funerals at their church. Like I said, every pastor that you see up there, go check their financial report in December, because every non-for-profit is supposed to list their funding, their donations, how they got their money with financial reports. And that's the other thing. I'm no longer going back and forth with y'all on this internet. I'm just about to keep showing receipts. That's the other thing Brandon Johnson refused to do, was show the receipts, was show the proof, was show the money where the money was being spent. And for those of you that want to keep saying Texas governor shipped them here, if Texas governor shipped them here, which he did, why have we paid Favor Staffing, which is a Texas-based staffing firm, over $900 million? Please tell me that. Why have we paid Favorite Staffing, which is the staffing firm that ran and managed these 27 shelters that we had here in the city of Chicago? Don't we have several staffing companies here? Let him tell it. Oh, that's who Mayor Lori Lightfoot used, so that's who he kept using. But if you so mad about Texas governor shipping people from Texas here, why would you be okay with giving somebody in Texas $900 million? Hmm. And then you okay with that same staffing company paying nurses $67,000 in a month, paying security guards $24,000 in a 30-day period? You okay with that? But when we was asking Brandon for those receipts, it's the same thing that he told at Congress when he did that interview. That's why I put that video up. Oh, it was 1% of what Texas spent. He don't know the numbers. He don't know the numbers. Every other mayor can say they married beside the woo chick. She didn't know her numbers either. But Gavin told y'all 79 million in that video. The New York mayor, he told y'all $6.9 billion of taxpayers' money was spent specifically for this illegal immigration. Hmm. And Brandon got up there and said, what? 1% of what Texas has spent. Oh, if you need that information, we can have someone give that to you. That's what he's been saying the last 3 years at City Hall when we asked for the receipts. When we asked for the receipts, that's what he's been saying the last 3 years. When we've been asking for the receipts of where this money is going, y'all are passing all this money. Can we see the receipts of how it's actually being spent? Can we see the invoices? Your elected officials have to show you proof and receipts of how they are spending your taxpayer dollars if you did not know that, which we see clearly a lot of you don't know that. I'm not looking at nothing on Facebook. It's a glare out here. I'm just on Facebook because y'all and you and Instagram are the favorite places that love to talk the most shit to me online. I'm on my YouTube channel if you wanna if you got something to say, right? Or want, because other than that, I'm not looking at none of y'all on here on Instagram or Facebook, because these are the two platforms where the people are the most clueless. TikTok and YouTube people understand. That's a different mindset over there. But Instagram and Facebook, y'all are the most clueless group of people that I have ever seen in my life. And I am so exhausted from these last 2 weeks of even just trolling you, because I've really been trolling you. I don't care about your opinions because, like I said, if you haven't stood next to me, if you haven't been in City Hall meeting with me, if you didn't go to Harvey with me when we helped those people get their meeting back, anybody that's on Facebook and you from Harvey, though, I do want you to address that. I do want you to speak up and say and show and tell the truth how me and Danielle and Zoe came out to Harvey to help y'all at y'all meeting, because y'all was put out by your mayor, your black mayor out there in Harvey as well. Y'all was put out the room by your black mayor in Harvey, and the three of us came down there to help you, and you got back in your room. You got back in your room because I was standing there banging on the door, looking at your superintendent in his face, telling him that he bogus for having y'all out here while y'all pay his salary. See, some of my uh, foundational Black Americans, FBAs, y'all have forgot who y'all are. And y'all have allowed y'all parents and y'all grandparents to give y'all that same mentality from civil rights and slavery that's been passed down. I had to reprogram my mama because she was saying the same thing. Oh, well, this and this and Trump this and Trump that. And I said, and when has Trump been in Chicago making any laws here, mama? Where has he been for the last 60 years? And then I started showing her the real news clips, the full news clips that be on YouTube. See, the YouTube, this is why the YouTube people smart, because anybody that sits on a long form content platform, they're smart. Those of you all on Instagram and Facebook, y'all like them 30-second clips. Y'all like them 1-minute clips because your brains mentally can't handle long form information and content. So TikTok and YouTube understand long form content. It's people that watched 100,000 hours of my videos in the last week on YouTube alone. 100,000 hours of content in 1 week. Thank you, YouTube, for that. Thank you for going and doing research, for being on this app, for looking for the real information and not allowing a system to tell you snippets and clippets. When I started showing my mama the full 30-minute sessions, the full hour sessions of the city hall meetings, the full hour sessions. Oh, she was like, oh. Are you still a Democrat, Ma? When you know better, you do better. But the problem is most of y'all don't want to admit the truth, and you don't want to do better. You okay with being victims? You okay with being in that victim mentality? Because that's what the blue party gives you: victimism, victimhood, stuck, broke, and still looking stupid. Praising all of these politicians. Meanwhile, you have nothing. Praising Obama because he building the Obama library. Meanwhile, several of your seniors in Hyde Park and Woodlawn are getting forced out and pushed out of their neighborhoods and communities for that Obama library. The whole "yes, you can" speech made him millions, hundreds of millions. Let's be clear. Meanwhile, you're still in Chicago asking for help. Huh. Your precious Kamala is married to a white man. Baby, bye. Brandon Johnson has 150 police detail, and in the same sentence talking about defund the police. Baby, bye. The police don't respect him. They just doing their job. You wouldn't believe many of the winks we got coming down there. They was like, keep coming, keep standing on their asses. Because they can't say nothing. Same way with your federal employees right now. They're sworn. They can't say what's really going on. It's both sides of the table while your government is shut down. But y'all are so brainwashed in this country. This is why you will remain where you are. And those of us who get it, and we go on with our lives and build and buy land and property and houses and go and thrive and go in our own little communities and the rest of you still be on here stuck, broke, begging and complaining. I used to wonder as a kid, like, why the black people that was over here in the hood left and never came back. I see now why they left and never came back. I see now why they left and never came back. I'm about to do the same thing. Or I'm going to own hella land and property in Chicago. I will no longer be on Chicago going back and forth with Chicago people. Y'all will stay broke, stuck, and looking silly. While I have me a condo down here in Dallas, have me a condo in Florida, have me a condo in wherever the hell I want to have me one, because skies is the limit. I'm not limited. I'm going to own land in Africa, in London. I'm going to own property and land everywhere because I'm full of abundance and light. I don't have no limitations. If I want to go to the moon, I'll go to the moon. Can't nobody hold me back because I know my skill set. I make money from this voice. Last week, I held a trust class teaching 91 people. We had 160 people register for my free trust class. We had 160 people register and 91 showed up. And we were on there